everyone, Steph here from thegoodride.com. We are here taking a look at the Rossignol Diva in a 144. The Diva is a hard-charging freestyle deck, good for the advanced to expert rider who's looking for a stable board that can handle the high speeds, that can ride some bigger park features, or that's looking for a true twin to ride all mountain. I rode this board mostly with my Union Legacy bindings, but I've ridden them with a bunch of other bindings as well, and a variety of different boots, but mostly this year I rode it with my Vans Luna boots. I own this board, and so I ride this board a lot. It's been one of my go-to boards for the past couple seasons. So I've ridden it in a bunch of different terrain, a lot of different mountains, and a lot of different snow conditions as well. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Diva. So it is a true twin, which means it's exactly the same length on the nose and the tail. There's no setback, which makes it great for riding switch. If you're the type of rider who likes to ride switch a lot and wants a super stable ride, this is a good board for that. This comes with Rossignol's Amtech Elite Rocker, which means there's 60% positive camber on the board and then 40% rocker on the nose and the tail. So you get positive camber to a little bit under the feet to almost outside of the bindings, and then you get rocker on the nose and the tail from there. And then on top of it, this board has slightly stiffer tips. So the nose and the tail are slightly stiffer, and the waist is a little bit softer, which allows for more maneuverability, so you can twist the board easily, but you still get the stability from the nose and the tail. So that prevents kind of like the vibrations if you're straight lining, or if you're riding really fast and you hit some bumps and stuff. It is a pretty stable board. So the Diva comes in 4 sizes. It comes in a 140, a 144, a 148, and a 152. A pretty good range of board sizes from small to large. So the edge of the Diva has Rossignol's 3S serrated edge, so it has a very slight serrated edge, which gives you a bump in between the bindings, and then a bump up here and a bump down there. But they're pretty mellow bumps. It's not a really aggressive serrated edge, but it does give you extra edge holding nice. On top of the positive camber, on top of the stiffer flex, makes it pretty solid ride, pretty connected ride in some icy terrain. And it comes with a 7 out of 10 flex, and so it is pretty stiff. Like I said, I've ridden this pretty consistently for the past couple seasons. I will say that it took me a little bit of time to break this in. Kind of an aggressive rider, but I don't weigh very much, so it takes a bit for me to break a board in that's pretty stiff. But once I broke it in, it took me about a month of consistent riding. Once it was broken in, it felt really good, and the flex stayed very consistent after that. And so it's still stable, it's still an aggressive kind of all-mountain freestyle board, but I can bend it a lot easier now than I could when I first got it. But yeah, 7 out of 10 flex. It is not a very easy board to butter, but it is very stable. It's a pretty damp ride, and it can charge pretty hard, so you can ride it at a fast speed and really push this board, and it'll handle well for you. It comes with a sintered base, pretty high quality sintered base. It's a sintered 7500 base. Stays nice and fast for me. I like the glide on this base, and I feel like it holds wax pretty well. So like, I haven't waxed this board in a bit, and it's starting to get a little bit white on the edges, but overall it holds onto its wax pretty nicely. So this has Rossignol's LITE frame technology, and you can see, so there's actually a glowing edge that goes all the way around the board. So it's a urethane strip that goes all the way around the board, which adds a ton of shock absorption to it, and it makes this board a really smooth ride at higher speeds and in kind of like bumpy, cruddy snow. So I will say though, the 144 rides slightly longer, like it feels like a bigger board than a 144. So for me, I feel like when I'm riding this board, it feels more like a 147, but I don't have the length in it, and so it still stays like quick to maneuver. But as far as like the dampness and the ability to charge, this board feels like a 147, so it feels like a bigger board to me, but it still stays nimble because it's a little bit shorter. This board feels great on steeps. Even though it is a true twin and it's an all-mountain freestyle board, it feels awesome on steeps. So if you're the type of rider that likes to ride switch on steeps, likes to ride switch all over the mountain, this is a great board for that, because it can charge pretty hard and it feels great, you know, riding switch or riding normal. It has an awesome amount of connection to the snow, so the stiffer flex mixed with the positive camber mixed with the serrated edge, you're pretty connected to the snow. And so if you're seeing icy conditions up top, or you're seeing some like weird kind of uneven type snow, the Diva handles consistently throughout that. And on top of it, you can ride fast. It kind of likes more of a medium radius turn, but if you want to open it up and you want to ride fast and you want to straight line a bit, it can handle it too. So that's kind of nice because it gives you the best of both worlds there. You can ride some tight turns, kind of more closed off turns, or you can open it up and take it with a little speed. I really like the Diva off-piste, especially in some advanced terrain. It can handle moguls great. It's very precise and kind of technical in off-piste terrain. It feels great in the trees. It feels great just in general all over. Very stable. Again, you can ride this as fast as you want and it's going to stay stable for you, but more for that advanced expert rider. If the snow gets kind of soft, it's going to act a little bit more like a traditional camber board. And so it's not great for a powder day. It's more for that average snow condition, hard snow condition, and stuff like that. So if it gets too deep out, you can trade it out for a more freeride type board or a more powder specific board. It definitely can handle in some icy terrain. The edge hold is great. And so, you know, if you're in the East Coast or you see a lot of ice, you're kind of some cruddy conditions, this is a good board for that. Bringing it down to the Groomers, the Diva is super fun on the Groomers. Again, you can ride it as fast as you want. It's going to stay stable. You can carve it. The positive camber is fun for carving. The stiffer flex and everything gives you a nice edge hold throughout the carve and good energy and snap from turn to turn. Now, when I first got this board, it took me a little bit extra energy because I'm a pretty lightweight rider to get it to snap from turn to turn, but once it was broken in and I kind of learned the board a bit more, I can get it to work for me in carves, at high-speed carves, or basically whatever I want. So it's snappy, it's energetic, it feels great on Groomers. You know, you don't have to ride it super fast. So at medium speeds, you can still kind of mess around on Groomers, you can turn it. You can skid the turn too, it's not too hard to skid a turn on it either. So pretty good board for ripping up some Groomers, for riding at a faster speed, or just kind of cruising down the mountain. In the freestyle realm, this is a true twin, and it would be great for medium to large features in the park. And so if you're looking to hit bigger jumps and you want stability and a good pop and a good stable landing, the Diva is good for that. It's a true twin, so you can take off switch, you can land switch, and it feels good in spins because it has a nice snap off the lip. Again, nice and stable in the landing. So, you know, always feel great. It's going to give you the energy that you put into the board, it's going to give it right back to you. More for the advanced jibber. It's not a super playful board for jibs and boxes and rails and stuff, but you know, if you're more of an advanced park rider, it handles great for that. And fun in the pipe. I really do like this board in the half pipe, the stability, the edge hold, the pop, and so yeah, you could take this in a super pipe or just a mellow pipe, but it feels great in the pipe. And switch, rides great switch. It's a true twin, so it's going to feel exactly the same if you ride a switch or if you ride it normal. So great board for a more advanced park rider and great for medium to large features. For powder for the Diva, it's not a great board for powder. It's a true twin and it has a good amount of positive camber in it, and so it's not going to be great for powder. It'll be good if you see a few inches, but if it really dumps, it's going to be a lot more fun to have more of a powder specific or free ride type board. But if you set the bindings all the way back on the 144, you get a stance width of 21.25 inches and you get a setback of 1.25. So you get a little bit of setback on board, but not too much. Mostly it's going to ride like a true twin board, and you do get a little bit of rocker and the stiffer flex will help a bit. But like I said, if you're seeing a deep day, you might want to have a powder board on backup. Overall, if you're an advanced to expert rider looking for a hard charging true twin board that can take you all over the mountain, the Diva is a great board for that. It can ride at faster speeds and stay very stable. It can ride technically. It has a very dynamic feel to it, and it's fun to carve and it's good in the park. And so yeah, if you're just that type of rider who wants to ride switch all over the mountain, who likes to ride fast, who wants a very stable ride, the Diva is a good option for that. So as I look at the Rossignol Diva in a 144, if you're looking for the complete write-up and review, you can head over to thegoodraide.com to check it out.